welcome
to
Masters of Music Podcast. I'm Voldemort.
I'm Derek.
Thanks for joining us on episode 5.
Episode 5. No!
This week we got Doug Rappoport.
Most notably from the Edgar Winter Band.
Yeah, he's a badass blues guitar player.
And he shreds like a motherfucker. He makes awesome videos and demos a bunch of badass gear. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel right now.
Yeah, right now.
Right now.
Right now.
You did it?
Yeah, good. Okay,
cool.
Awesome. Okay, we'll come back to him because it's time for
Music
News. Hey, you guys have anything? Anything you guys want to talk
Anything
about?
you want to say?
Anything?
Waiting.
No?
I heard someone is coming out with a brand new music video.
Yeah, who?
This guy.
When?
September 17th, 2020.
I think we should watch a trailer right now.
I think we should.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3!
Time when the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers.
Good job. Woo! That was badass. Soft pass.
Some fun credits about that song. That video, that trailer and the video coming out is created by Jeremy Ian Thomas, and the song was co-written by me and Vernon Reed from Living Color.
What? Vernon Reed?
From Living Color!
Damn!
Damn! Yes.
Yeah, badass. That was great. And speaking of music videos,
It's the VMAs this week, actually, on August 30th, 2020.
yeah, it passed.
It just passed because we're not filming this beforehand.
Yeah.
So it already happened.
Yeah, this is live. This is live stream. You can see right here. It says live.
It says live everywhere.
Yeah.
The VMAs just happened. VMAs, in case you're wondering, stands for Video Music Awards, MTV Video Music Awards. Anyway, first VMAs ever was 1984. Thriller was like all over that shit. Thriller won 1 billion awards on that. Last year, I think, a fashion designer won an award. Marc Jacobs. He won an award for being a fashion trailblazer at the VMAs. Very weird, eclectic award show, I suppose.
Yeah, that's so they're changing it up because there's no more fucking music videos on MTV.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's just all reality shows now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 16 and Pregnant won an award last year too.
Yeah. All that shit. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, but isn't there something new happening to them this year, Derek?
There
This
is.
the reason why we have it on news.
Yeah. The reason why it's VMAs are on our music news is because, first of all, the VMAs happened, which is weird because it's not supposed to with quarantine, but they had a limited audience. They're still performing, and it was a real thing. And 2 new categories happened. It was Best Music Video from Home and Best Live Performance from Home. So 2 brand new categories this year.
Anyways, like, our award shows do they even matter? Like, what do you think about it?
Ron Swanson said it best from Parks and Rec. Awards don't matter at all. You shouldn't devote your life to it. But they matter a little bit when they go to the right people. So,
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking too. Like, I would love an award. Don't get me wrong.
because you're the right person.
Because I'm the right person. But the whole thing is, like, most of these award shows get them all wrong anyways. So there's, like, no gravitas to them. Like, when the first metal award at the Grammys was given to Jethro Tull, and I love Jethro Tull, but still, they went against Metallica.
Yeah. Metal-ica.
Yeah, it's in the fucking name.
Yeah.
Give it to them.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, they are more metal than Jethro Tull. There's other dudes that think like me too, right?
Yeah, like Kanye West.
Yeah.
You and Kanye are exactly the same person. It was actually at the VMAs 2009 when Kanye interrupted, everyone knows, he interrupted Taylor Swift, her speech, and to say that Beyonce deserved the best album of the year. I don't know what it was. Song of the year? I don't even know. Best album of the year. And, he was like, it's all right. I'm going to let you finish. But Beyonce had the best album of the year, whatever. And, yeah, it was a big controversy and stuff.
Yeah. See? Kanye and I, we think alike.
Yep. Yeah. Speak your mind out. That was one, that's another thing, though. The VMAs this year, when we were watching the trailer for it, it was just like, the ex of this person and they dated too, and her ex will be running up against it, and it was just like all drama. It's not even about music anymore.
The whole thing is like Selena Gomez's ex, Justin Bieber, and I don't know, the whole band of Metallica, and they're all going against the same award for album of the year.
I guess to sum it up for me, awards nowadays is, I don't know, it's just doesn't mean anything, I guess.
Yeah, but even though we think all award shows are garbage, I am still going to nominate Derek Day.
Me?
And his music video that's coming out September 17th.
Click on me.
That's written by Derek Day and Vernon Reid.
Yeah.
For VMA 2021. So if you guys can't vote. I don't know how it works. I think it's like mail-in ballot this year because of quarantine, but something like that. So we got to move on to...
Doug Rappoport! Doug!
Doing it!
What's up, guys?
Dude, it's nice seeing you. The last time I saw you was like 2008. I don't know if you remember me. I didn't have a beard or hair. But you at your open counseling, I would just be there all the time and steal your licks. It was...
I not only do I remember you, but you were the very first day I started. You were the very first guy I saw. You were the first guy to come into my room, and so you were student number one for me. So I remember. Yeah, you definitely grew a beard. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. I just remember telling once I went into your room, I had to tell people. I was like, God damn. Who doesn't? Why don't people come to Doug's room? Like it was so cool, dude. And then after that, you had a bunch of people. But yeah, your playing is my favorite. Like after a while, like if I could be any player, it would be you. I'm sorry, dude, but it would be you, dude. It's like the perfect
very
mix.
Kind, dude.
It's the perfect mix.
Thank you.
You're
very kind.
Yeah, it's like dude, it's perfection. I can't say it. Between blues and shredding, and it's the greatest thing. Your skill level, and I can't still do this arpeggio sweeps that you do with the major. I've been trying and I still suck. Like it's not good. Yeah. But hey, I remember everything you taught me. It's so good. It's
good, dude. Thank you. That's very kind of you, man.
Yeah, it's badass.
And you guys are brothers, right?
Yeah, this is my brother Derek.
Doug, my name is Derek, and I'm just a musician in LA. And yep.
Fantastic. Great. Nice to meet you, man.
You too.
Cool.
Yeah, like the last time you messaged me, actually, he was in the studio and somebody was saying, look up Doug. At the same time, you said that you'll do the podcast. Like the same day.
Yep.
It was like this weird coincidence. And Derek's like, what? What's going on? Because they were talking about an amp.
Yeah. Do you know who Fabrizio Grossi is?
Yeah, I know Fab. Yeah, I was in his band Supersonic Blues Machine for a little while. I did a bunch of dates with them.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, I work with him all the time. I was just recording on his new album, his solo thing, and he was just like, oh yeah, my friend Doug is, I think you were about to join or not join, but work with Red 7 amplifiers, but maybe you.
Yeah, right.
But I think you're a Friedman guy, huh?
I am a Friedman guy. I've been using this other amp called BRBS. I don't know what it stands for, but they're also an Italian amp company, and I'm just really into that. So between the Friedmans and that BRBS, I'm just So yeah, I mean, I'm not like officially in Friedman. I didn't sign anything, but yeah, I've been a Friedman guy for a long time. And the Red 7 was really cool, but I took it to a gig in Japan, and it didn't quite. I had some issues with it, so I sent it back. But it's a great amplifier, man. They're making great stuff at the Red 7.
Oh,
sure.
cool. Yeah, I might work. I might work with them, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, and you know our friend Tony too. Like Franklin, you played with him you went on tour with him, or you were saying something like that?
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome.
That's right.
Looks like
yeah, what's that?
Oh no, it looks like you have Tony's bass back there.
You stole his bass?
That looks like one of his basses.
But there's frets on that, I think.
Oh, there's frets on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's that's a Music Man. Music Man has a bunch of cheap basses. They're like $150, and so that's what that is. It's just a Music Man called Sub.
Oh,
nice.
That's cool. We'll just Photoshop Tony's bass there, and then we'll be like, "Whoa, look, he stole your stuff."
Yeah. Well, what happened was I got this gig for playing with a Japanese artist named Eikichi Yazawa, and he's this huge star in Japan. Nobody knows who he is out here, but in Japan, he's like Elvis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like huge. So that's where I met Tony. Tony was on that gig, and we did that tour together. It was like 3 months or something, or 2.5 months, and it was great. Became good friends with Tony, so that's how I know Tony.
That's awesome.
That's super cool.
Small world.
Yeah.
So,
and what are you guys doing? I mean, since you left GIT, what have you been doing?
What I've been doing is I was in a band with him. We got signed. We toured the country for a while. He left the band. We kept on working. Then we got dropped. Now I'm in film school and also keep doing the music thing. And then my brother, this mother trucker, when he left our band, now he's like signed to a major label, working with like Bob Rock and dudes I can't even talk about.
Whoa.
Here and there, just doing the do, still paying my dues, but yeah, just playing all over, and just a local musician writing music.
Yeah, so we're all like at different levels.
Great.
So this is like why we did the podcast, so we can talk about like our experiences and talk to badass dudes like you that like have been doing this shit for like ever, and just like us, like we feel like we've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
And then we can just like help inspire people, or like at least like make them interested.
Yeah.
Or just like us, because we're sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's great, man. Bob Rock. Wow, man. That's serious. Good for you, man.
Thanks.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we recorded 6 songs so far, trying to finish the record, but then the whole thing happened, so we're just kind of waiting to go back in, and we've been writing with a bunch of different people and trying to get the second half of the record. And it's with Better Noise Music. I don't know. They have Papa Roach, and I think Motley Crue's on there right now.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Pretty cool.
Fantastic.
So what have you been doing? I know you had a gig coming up, but I don't know if it happened with Edgar. That was in June or something.
Oh yeah.
I saw. I'm not sure if.
Yeah, I mean, I had a whole summer tour lined up, and like everybody else, I had a whole summer tour, and then I had that Japan gig again at the end of the year, also, and it all just gone.
Yeah. Poof.
So I've just been poof. So I've just been making the demo videos, like doing demo videos of guitars and amps and pedals. I'm working on some stuff now.
Yeah, man. Your demo videos are like so badass. People say they put like thread just albums to same. It's like instrumental albums. Your demos beat other people's albums. Like it's fucking insane.
Wow.
Like, yeah, man.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm actually thinking about just taking the songs and all the demos I've done and just putting them all together on an album. So
yeah,
I'll just do that.
Yeah, that sounds badass. Like the last time I remember buying Bionic off you in the room, like cash.
Kidding?
Yeah, man. It was like right there. And I was like, you were like, yo, I have an album. And I was like, what? And then so the next time I brought like all the money I had and I bought the album. And I just remember listening to it for like ever. And there's a few songs you even sing on too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And those songs are badass too. You should sing too.
Dude,
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
It was awesome. And I slowed down Rip Rap and I still can't play it. Like I've tried.
oh, that's a motherfucker, man. That's a motherfucker. Yeah, that's a hard song.
Yeah, so I play that song slowly. Still sounds good. It's badass. I just use those licks in other songs, different tempos.
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
Yeah, man, they're
That's what I
badass.
did. I just stole from everybody.
Yeah, I mean that's what Keith said. Keith Richards.
Really?
Yeah, good guitar players borrow, great guitar players steal. That's Keith Richards. And that's what all of his shit. It's like
That's
stolen from
funny.
older blues dudes, you know.
Yeah.
But he's a badass.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah, dude. So this is the Masters of Music podcast.
Yes.
And we
Okay.
want to start with just like you telling us how Doug became Doug a little bit, like how you started playing guitar and what got you to where you are now. Like maybe how you got your first gigs, but also like what made you want to play guitar? Because you're fucking amazing. I know you told me before when we were in the room like that you started, like you were playing live young. Like you were way better
Yeah.
than me when I was going to that school when you were like a baby. So that's how it happened. Like supposedly you came out and you from the doctor and you asked the doctor, "Can I get new strings?" Because your strings were already gone when you were like
When you're-
born.
So the legend goes.
Yeah,
That's right.
the legend.
Yeah, I was born and I got another guitar and finished the set. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Finished.
can I tell you? I was like, as a kid, and it was probably the same for you guys. It was like I wasn't really into toys and all that stuff. And the thing that grabbed my imagination and gave me that sense of mystical wonderment was the guitar. And I don't remember if it was because I saw someone on TV or if I saw it in a local music store. But as soon as I saw a guitar, I was just like this, you know? And then growing up, I grew up in Santa Monica, California, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with.
Yeah, because we grew up
And-
here.
Right on.
Yeah.
Where are you guys anyway?
We're in not Echo Park. We're in Cypress Park. It's like by Eagle Rock, but we were born and raised like in Atwater, Silver Lake. So like the
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Nello, the super hip spot now. There's like
Yeah, man.
coffee shops and shit everywhere. I remember it when this place had gangs. And now it has coffee shops and record stores.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Growing up when I was a kid, you didn't go to Echo Park. I was like, you're not going to fucking Echo
Yeah,
Park.
man. Now Echo Park is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
People like riding little swans in Echo Park.
Yeah.
Like in the lake used to have bodies. Like don't
Yeah,
go
that's
to
true.
Echo Park.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, absolutely. And same for me. Like growing up in Santa Monica, it was just sort of like a hippie little sleepy beach town. It wasn't like this fancy little mini Beverly Hills thing. It was just like a beach town, like little homes, and you could go down PCH. I remember as a kid, we'd drive down PCH, and you could just pull over to the side of PCH and just run across the street and go to the beach.
Yeah.
There was like no traffic. It was like just a
Wow.
beach town. Anyway, we had a little music store on 7th, between Wilshire and Arizona on 7th Street called Santa Monica Music Center. And I used to ride my bike and I'd stop there at the store and I'd just look in the window like a little kid, like, and I'd see the electric guitars all hanging up on the wall. And it was just magic, and one day I dared to walk in and I walked in. I was like, the smell, everything captivated me, the look of it. And I touched it and I strummed the strings and I was just completely into it, like immediately. And it wasn't for many years when I actually thought I could actually play. What happened was I heard AC/DC and the sound of those power chords, those big fifths. And I
Yeah.
was completely hooked. And I wanted to make that sound. So it didn't occur to me till I was about 10 that I could go, I think I want to play guitar. And I went to my parents and I told them I wanted to play. And so that's how I started.
Wow.
Damn.
Oh my God, sounds like a Nicholas Sparks novel. Such a romantic thing. That was cool.
You kind
Yeah.
of made
Was
something
it the
really
same for
cool.
you?
Weird.
Say again?
No, you said,
Is that kind of the same for you? Did you have that sort of mystical, like you saw an electric guitar and you were like, oh my God, I gotta have it kind of thing?
Absolutely. For me, yeah, too, as well. I'm sure for Waldemar, too. It's just like, And I was like 9 or 10 as well when I was like, whoa, like this is insane. Actually, well, for me, it was like I heard Layla and like the intro to it, and I was like, what the hell is that? So it was more of a like an audio thing. I was like, what? And then I thought it was like a violin or something. But then I started looking at it, and same thing, like Guitar Center on West Hollywood. It was like the smell and like everything about it. I was like, this is insane. And yeah, it was definitely like a Wayne's World like moment, like she will be mine, waiting outside the
exactly.
Yeah, for me it's more I listened to Guns Appetite and I was like, what the fuck? And before that I played a little bit, but I didn't really care too much, and then I heard that sound and I was like, this is me now. And after Guns I was like, it was fucking just
are you guys
magnetic.
close in age?
I am 6 years older than him.
Yeah.
He's the youngest of 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he stole my licks that I stole from you.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
You see, that's where the licks went.
I see.
So just look at his next album and you'll see.
Like, I know that.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
That's funny. Because my brother and I are only a year and a half apart, and we both kind of got into music at the same time, and we were super competitive. So there was no, it was like, there were no 2 guitar players. There was only going to be 1 guitar player. And he wasn't allowed to play guitar because that was my thing. You know? So it's kind of cool when I see brothers who are both guitar players. I'm like, man, it would have been cool if my brother and I had been more like, yeah, you play guitar and I'll play guitar. That'd be so cool. But we were too competitive. So that's funny.
Yeah, like it was really good for him. Like when we played in the band together, it was like the best thing ever. But I don't know if you've ever seen Derek live. It's fucking insane. Like his style is like bombastic on a guitar. So I had to like learn how to be not cool and more crazy when I was on stage with him. Just like flipping my hair. My hair is like super long. Like before I was like, yeah, I just want to be slash and chill. But with Derek going crazy, it's like Angus Young on crack. Then I fucking had to go on crack. Yeah, so it's like, it's a little bit crazy. And then when he left the band, I just started like watching his videos to like pump me up, like to get a better stage presence.
Stop.
Nice.
I think that's how he was competitive.
Send me some links or something, guys. I want to see.
Yeah, we'll send.
Sure, yeah. I have a video coming out, like a new song coming out. Well, I'll send you that later.
Yeah, but you gotta see the live
that'd be
stuff.
great.
But yeah, man. So that's how you started playing guitar, and then like how did you get to the place you are? Like how did you get to your first like official gig or whatever? Or your big break, as they say.
Yeah, well, how I first started playing was there was a music producer. This is a long time ago, before the boy bands got really big, but there was still a lot of like, it got real popular to put together kid bands. And there was a guy who was a big writer and producer. I don't remember his name, but he wanted to put a band together around his daughter, who was a singer. And he sort of went around the schools in LA trying to find kids to put a band together with. And so the school called me and said, come and audition. And I'd only been playing for about, not even a year. And I just went in and I played and they hired me. They brought me in for the gig. And so all of a sudden we're going to these fancy rehearsal rooms in Beverly Hills, and we're putting together a whole act for a big showcase, and it's a whole thing. And there's a 16-year-old guitar player who could play Eruption, and then there was a girl guitar player, and then there was me, and we had a keyboard player and a drummer, and we were all kids. And that was my first thing, my first experience. So we did the showcase, and it was a complete disaster.
Oh.
But it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault.
It was the singer's fault, I bet, wasn't it?
It wasn't. It was the lead guitar player's fault. The guy who did all the Van Halen, he choked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he choked real bad. Oh, no. So, and it wasn't even just that he made a mistake and got through it. That would have been okay. He just choked, and he went and grabbed the microphone and said a bunch of bullshit. and punked out and did some stupid thing on the guitar. And it was like,
oh God,
it was a big lesson for me in professionalism of what not to do. So that was a good lesson in that way.
Wow.
Yeah. And then after that, I just, I don't know. I did like everybody else. I tried to play with other kids when I could. And then not until I finished high school, I started tooling around LA and being in bands. I was in a bunch of bands and playing on the Sunset Strip, you know, like everybody else did, whiskey, everything, right. And just trying, you know. And then I got signed up with Barry Squire. I'm sure you guys know who he is.
Yeah.
And Barry, he got me in on auditions and stuff. And at the time, it was the early 90s. So they were really focusing sort of on folk artists more than rock bands. And I was a rock guitar player. I wasn't really a folk. So he was sending me on a lot of folk auditions. And I was like, I wasn't doing real well on those. That's not my thing. And I just said, get me a rock audition, man. And eventually I got a call from Edgar Winter, and sort of the rest is history. And I've just been touring with him for like 20 years now or something.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's
fucking.
Wow. You just you just started touring with Edgar. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's been cool.
Yeah. Edgar's stuff is like super badass. It seems like a dream job, like for a fucking, as to be a guitar player. And the way I see him, like, what do you call it? Going back and forth with you on a few things and letting you do what you do. It seems fucking, it's super cool. Like, fucking badass.
It's great. If you're a rock guitar player, it's a dream gig, because he's just like, yeah, go. There's no anything. I mean, he expects you to keep the form of the song and to play the riffs right, but other than that, solos or whatever, go fucking crazy. The more notes, the better. The crazier, the better.
Wow.
So it's been a dream gig. That's why I've been doing it for so long. It's like, what other gig am I going to get where I can do whatever I fucking want to do? So
yeah, it's fucking badass.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Actually, my first daughter is kind of named after the Winter brothers. My daughter's named Winter. So it's like, so I love Edgar Winter and Johnny Winter, and also my wife's and our favorite season is winter. So we're like, winter. And then my second daughter's named Lennon.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
And it's kind of influenced by you. My daughter is 5 and 2. But the first introduction to like Edgar Winter was you. So that kind of led that boat. So I kind of named my daughter after you.
Circle of life.
Circle of life. Yeah, man.
That's great.
Yeah, it's fun. Cool.
No,
and the youngster there, not many kids, huh?
No. I would not be. Well, I'm just not ready yet. But yeah, no. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, you have kids. 2 kids, right? Or how many?
I do, yeah. I have a boy and a girl. My son is 17. He just turned 17, and I have an 11-year-old daughter.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. Do they play any music? Are they musicians at all?
They don't. Actually, that's not true. My daughter does. She plays piano and a little guitar and ukulele, and she's very talented. Way more talented than me. That's for damn sure.
Okay, can you get her on the podcast? Can we get her on the podcast? Let's see what'll be next.
We could, yeah. We could get her here right now. And my son, not so much. And it's funny because talking about guitars and how mystical they are, I kind of hoped that my kids would find that as well, but they didn't, because it was always around the house. You know what I mean? They were growing up with guitars all over the place. So it's like there's no magic in it. There's no mystery. So,
yeah, it's the tools. Like, why is Dad leaving his tools around? Clean up after yourself.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but that's cool, man.
Yeah. I noticed, Doug, that you have a thing that I usually like to keep. Oops. I spilled some water. You have one of those heads.
Yeah.
In the back there. I have like 3 of them. You have 2 of them? Oh, no.
I only have one.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I have them all over the place, but that's just something we share in common.
Okay.
I have it for when I shoot in my demos. I do all my demos by myself, and so when I'm staging the room, I sort of stand him up on I think it's a mic stand I have him on, and I just stand him and I focus the camera on him so I know where to stand. I get my focus all set, and then that's what he's there for. He's just to help me
dude,
do my video.
It's genius.
my crew showed up late today, and I could have done that.
Yeah.
You just gave us a badass tip. Like, I'm gonna use those mannequin heads. I never thought about that. We have Bowie's head here. We have a Spider-Man. We have so many different
A
heads.
lot of heads here.
And I was like, God damn it. The Masters of Movies with Doug Rappoport. Learn how to focus. Hey, number one. Final five. The most important piece of gear, like secret weapon, while on tour or in the studio. What is if you have one?
So far, it has been my Guthrie Trap overdrive pedal. Hang on, I'll get it.
Interesting.
Damn.
Whoa.
Secret weapon.
This is my secret weapon. Okay, this is like whatever amp I get, because we rent backline when got a gig like mine.
Mm-hmm.
I set up I can get a decent clean sound, and then I put this in front of it, and I got great tone. It's just like, it's been my go-to. It's fantastic by J Rocket Audio.
J Rocket.
That's it.
And how would you describe the sound? Because I know you have like a bitey, bluesy, little bit like overdrive, clean, Wagnerish, as they say, or as I just said.
Mm-hmm.
The sound is, it's very smooth. It's not harsh, which I like, and it has enough sort of saturation in the right frequencies that you can get some really sweet sounding sustain. It's got a nice thick, smooth overdrive that's very rockin'. It responds great with your guitar volume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can clean it up really nicely, and you don't have to add any more pedals. You know what I mean? You can open up your volume all the way and have plenty of singing, sustaining lead tone.
Wow.
And just lots of control. You can sort of cover the whole range of overdrive with the pedal. It's just smooth and just sort of has a magical. If you're trying to put together a little pedal board that you can just put in front of any kind of amp, I would recommend that. For me, this pedal works great. That's how I'd describe it.
Wow.
Damn,
Ooh,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
And when did you start using this pedal? Like, have you been using it for a while? Because I know you have a signature, like a guitar too, also. Correct? Still?
I do have a signature guitar. It's not in production anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have a signature pedal. I got it because, you build relationships over the years with companies, and they send you stuff, and I've just got tons of pedals, and I've tried tons of different pedals over the years, and I just find the one that works best for me professionally, and this is the one that most of the time does the trick for me.
Does that have anything to do with Guthrie Govan? Is that after?
No, Guthrie Trap. I'm sorry. Did I say Govan? I might have said Govan. I meant Trap.
No.
Trap.
You did say Guthrie Gap. I just wondered. The font on it reminds me of what's Guthrie Govan's band? That trio. The
Aristocrats.
The Aristocrats. It just sometimes their font looks kind of like long like that. I'm like, is that a Guthrie Govan kind of type thing? But I don't know.
I mean, if you put it in front of them,
it's,
you trap them like in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's like a genie lamp.
Yeah, Guthrie gets trapped in there.
It's Guthrie Trap. I see what you use that pedal for,
Yeah.
Doug. That's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, number two.
Number two.
What is the most memorable or crazy story from the road?
Or studio? Or anywhere.
Studio, wherever.
Anywhere.
I mean,
Most memorable crazy story. from the road, or I don't know, anywhere.
Oh my God, guys, that's a big one.
Yeah. Or one of them. There's probably a bunch.
One that was really cool was I did a gig we're doing a big gig in Toronto, up in Canada, and one of my biggest heroes ever was going to come and sit in and hang out, and it was Steve Lukather.
Oh.
So he showed up backstage, and I was just like,
Yeah.
And he was so nice to me. He was so cool, and so he came and sat in with us on stage, and he was so great. And we're backstage, like, man, thanks so much. That was so fun. And I helped him get a great tone on the guest amp, because he was like, I hate using guest amps because they always fuck me over. They give me some lame clean tone I can't play, and so they brought out an amp for him, and he plugged in, and he played, and it was a horrible clean tone. He goes, oh. And I go, hold on. And I go run over to his amp, and I'm like, and I found the right buttons, and I got him a really great tone. And he was like, yes.
Oh, wow.
He was really cool. So he was like, oh, thanks so much for giving me the love on the amp. And we were hanging out, and he goes, you know what? I'm going to see my buddy Jeff Healey, R.I.P.
Oh.
And he goes, he's got a club here, and I always go to his club and jam, and he's going to be there. So he took me to meet Jeff Healey, and he brought me up on stage with Jeff Healey, and we all jammed, and it was just an awesome night. And so that's just one really great experience I had. So I got to meet my big hero, and I got to jam with Jeff Healey, who was another hero, and it was a great day. So,
Oh my God, that all happened within 24 hours?
yeah.
Oh my God, that's mind blowing. That's not a great day. That's amazing. That's insane. Holy shite.
Yeah, man. And
Jeff
was
Healey.
that bar kind of like the Roadhouse bar?
Yeah, was there a
Was
big
it
like
a
cage?
fan circle? Like the fans were just like attacking.
Fans
you
are
guys?
throwing bottles. Like I don't know.
No such luck. But it was packed. It was a really cool club, and of course Healy was on fire, man. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That was cool.
He's a badass.
Yeah.
Fucking blues masters.
Yeah.
And the funny
Oh,
thing
yeah.
about Steve Lukather is his tone is so fucking great. Always.
Yeah.
That must have been
Yeah.
the thing. Like, when he goes to a place that doesn't have great tone, he must be like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
kind of freaked him out or something.
Yeah.
Damn, and you saved him.
Well, that happens. That's happened. That happens all the time. I've done that where I've gone to sit in, and they bring out an amp, and it's like a twin, and you're playing with a guy who's got two Marshalls and a massive rack system, and the stereo fucking delay, and it's like, and you plug into your twin, and you're like, oh my God. And then your guitar, the action is like that high off the neck. It's like, so I know the feeling. So
Yeah.
he killed it though. He was awesome. So.
Fuck yeah. Damn.
That's
Badass.
awesome.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3.
What are your tips for songwriting?
Oh man.
This could go on for hours. Actually, this is our point. Like,
Okay.
let's write a book. We want to know how to write better songs.
First of all, songwriting is a craft, and I'm not a songwriter. I'm a guitar player. That's my craft. And I'm a guitar player that, you know what I mean? Like, there are guys who are songwriters who can play guitar.
Yeah.
And then there are guitar players who can write a song. I'm a guitar player and I can write a song, but I'm not a songwriter. And that's unfortunate because, that's where the money is. When I write for myself, I have a really hard time. Like, when I write if I have to do a demo, if I have to demo an amplifier, I can write a really cool tune. And it's like, because I don't care about it, I mean, I do care. I want it to sound good, but I'm doing it for somebody else. If I'm doing a song for me, I can't do it because I'm like, this is lame, or God, that sucks, or oh, this is crap. You know what I mean? I'm way too critical because it's for me. I'm too attached to it emotionally. That being said, I like to start with a groove in mind. I'll think of a song that I really like the groove of. and then I'll kind of build a riff around that. I'm kind of good at programming a drum machine, so I can put together a cool beat, and then I can just sort of rip on my guitar in a way that's similar to a song that I really like. And you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So then I just sort of
like I always had this idea, like if you're gonna write an album like how you would like a show to go to. Like you write the beginning, middle, and end of a movie, but you do that as your album. So if you want to start hard, like with some action scene, then you write something that starts hard, right? Like a good way to start a gig or a concert, in my point of view, is go hard fast for like 2 songs, then slow down or get something groovy and then keep going. So that's how I would be like, yeah, I like this kind of a song that starts with a bass and it has a good like driving bass line, and then the guitar comes in like 32 bars later or something. So then I would like the songs I've listened to before that have like that, and then I would kind of build upon that, and then that would be my second song on the album. Like that's the kind of ways I would figure out. But that's kind of what I'm thinking that you're heading towards. It's like, yeah, it's like I like this kind of this song. This one band has like a nice shuffle to it, and I like this kind of shuffle, but I'm gonna do my thing on this shuffle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
I just sort of take a song or a groove or a feel that I really like from another song and just go, I'd like it to have that feel, and then I can write a riff. I know enough licks that I can write a riff that is my own, but can harken back to that kind of thing. So that's what I do. And then I just sort of piece them together. Like, okay, I got that section, I can record it. And isn't software great today? You can just take chunks and add and cut and move them over like this. I mean, it's magic. It's great. So, I mean, that's what I do. And I just do a piece, and I add another piece, and I add another piece, and then boom, you got a song.
That's awesome.
Damn. Yeah.
I wish I was a more prolific songwriter so I could give you guys more information, but I'm not much of a songwriter, so that's
I
pretty
beg
much all
to
there is
differ.
it.
Like I said before, your demos are better than most of people's instrumental albums. So
Well, that's very
we'll
nice
just put
of you.
that out
Thank
there.
you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And if I may say, what you just said was very, actually super helpful. I mean, as someone I'm learning to write songs every day, and I think that's awesome. That makes it sound more constructive, more like you don't have to like think so hard about it. You don't have to like worry so much about it being a good song. You just kind of go for what you like. You kind of piece it together. Oh, it doesn't work. Thanks to today's technology, you could just, move it over in a session. Maybe this works here, maybe not. All right, an extra 20 minutes of editing or something. May I ask, are you a Pro Tools guy?
I am a Pro Tools guy. I have been a long time, but you know what? I've been using Luna lately.
Luna. There's always some random like new thing I've never heard, like Magic and Wand and
Yeah. Well,
Luna.
what happened is I use Universal Audio. I have an Apollo Twin.
Nice.
You guys know that interface?
Yeah, that's super famous. All of my friends have it. They use it for sending stems and sessions. Just that little box, right?
Yeah. It's great, and yeah, they have a lot of really cool plugins. But they just put out a free software for anyone who owns that Apollo Twin, and it's really super intuitive. And I like it because it's like, I've been, as a longtime Pro Tools guy, I've always wished I could access this more easily, and I always wished this was a little easier to get to. And Luna is sort of like the answer. It's sort of like they made a software for all the guys like me who said, I wish Pro Tools did this. So it's like they made it, and it's like, oh man, that's great. It's super easy, and I've been using it, and I really enjoy it. So that's what I've been using.
Oh, cool. I gotta look into that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's badass.
Yeah, I was a Studio One guy, and then my computer broke, and then I got a Mac, and now I'm like stuck on GarageBand just for now, just because I'm like trying to find a better, program, and I think that might be the road. Sounds cool.
Well, it's free. The plugins aren't free. You do have to get your own plugins, but if you have outboard gear, that's not a problem. But if you do get an Apollo or some kind of universal audio interface, you can get that software for free, and it's pretty badass.
Oh, okay. And Luna, you said as well. Is Luna also like intuitive, kind of not super hard to get into as far as, controls and stuff? Okay.
if you're familiar with Pro Tools, then Luna will be an easy transition. They're all pretty much the same.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And I just want to go back to that, to the songwriting thing, like you said. One thing I just wanted to bring back, everything's been done before. So if we wanted to do blues, we literally have to copy the 1-4-5 chord progression, and it's just like who you are and your talent makes it like amazing.
Yeah.
So, like for everyone out there, sometimes it's not the most mythical thing. Like every blues guy is like out of nowhere, like I'm gonna write a song, and if somehow it becomes 1-4-5, it's 1-4-5 because that's the blues. But guys like you and Johnny Winter and Edgar Winter and Albert King, Baby King, you guys have the skills and the talent and the magical thing that no one knows about that makes it amazing. So it's kind of like,
That's
man.
very kind.
Yeah.
So yeah, you write badass songs.
I think
no matter how you look at it, like.
Thank you, man. That's very kind. I think that's the name of the game right now because so many people play guitar. And, I can go on YouTube right now and in 2 seconds I'll find a 7-year-old who could fucking smoke me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, the world of guitar is huge. And I think the way to really find a place is we're all unique and we all have our own voices. We have to find our own sound, find our own thing. I was lucky enough around my last year or so of high school, I got to take lessons with Gary Hoey right before his career took off.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing ever. And he's such a great guy and such a great player. But one of the biggest takeaways was he said, I know I'm not the greatest shredder in the world. I know I'm not the fastest guy. He says, but I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I know what I sound like. And you go in with what you got, and you go in with guns blazing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So know what you got, know what you can do, and just boom, just bring it.
Kill
Wow.
it. Damn.
That's the way.
Yeah.
We gotta get Gary
That's
on
the
this
way.
podcast. Number 4.
What? Oh, okay. No, okay. What is your favorite lick or technique that has helped your playing, Doug?
Oh, my favorite lick or technique that has helped. Okay. All right. I'll say legato. And I don't mean in the Joe Satriani sense of just like, look, no pick.
Yeah.
I mean, the being able to seamlessly glue notes together one after the other without any space in between them. Not that I don't love staccato. I love staccato. But being able to, the way Eric Johnson does, the way he can fly through those notes, it's not that they're supersonic in speed. It's that the nanosecond the one note ends, the next one begins, okay? He glues them together perfectly, like a perfect dovetail joint. You know what I'm saying? That's a carpentry thing. But the technique involved with your left hand muting, your right hand muting, your picking, there's a lot of technique involved to having a really good, clean legato. And that's the technique that I strive for. And that what I would say is the most important technique that I've learned how to do that I think is the most important.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Never thought about that.
That makes sense?
It does. Yeah. It does. But like, how would you, let's say in your playing, this is getting a little bit more technical. Do you seem, I know you're playing quite a bit more than most people, but how would you explain your picking technique and your legato technique? How do you feel it? When you actually do it,
my picking technique is all over the place. I know you guys, when you play, you're not thinking about how you're picking. You just sort of intuitively know, okay, an upstroke. You're not thinking, okay, I'm going to do an upstroke on this note. You just intuitively know what you want to do and how it's going to sound. Right?
Yeah.
You don't think about it. I just really try to keep a clean sequence of notes that bleed into one another without overlapping. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Just like I said, when the first note, I want it to just, and if I pick or I don't pick or I do a pull off, I don't consciously do it. I'm able to apply whatever technique I want to apply at that moment, whether it's a pull off and a pick or two picks and a pull off, whatever it is, to get that sound where it's a seamless one note after the other without overlapping and with the same kind of dynamics across the run. You know what I'm saying? It's that Eric Johnson thing. That's the key to getting that Eric Johnson sound, which anyone who knows my playing knows I steal from him shamelessly. But that's what I'm taking from him. I'm taking that legato, that all just bleeds together perfectly.
Yeah.
That's legato. There's no space between those notes. There's no space.
Yeah.
But it's just seamless how they all stick together.
Yeah.
And that's a technique that I think separates. When you go to the Guitar Center, you hear some amateur guy noodling on the guitar. What you're hearing that makes it sound so crappy is his inability to stick the notes together cleanly. That's what I think. I think the guys who can really just smoothly mash those notes one after the other perfectly are the guys that are the best players. They just know how to do it right. That's what I try to do.
Yeah, like making it flow. Like basically just a big flow, yeah. That's the one thing, like I remember trying to do that. Let's say if I do a C major 7th arpeggio over an A minor chord progression, just your main thing, you know, like that I can never do. That whole shreddy, the super shred part. That's amazing. Like it's fucking, but it flows so much. Like it just feels like a waterfall. Like if you can get it right, and when I see you doing it, like it just flows completely. And I'm always trying to like, okay, like let me see if I can break this down and how many, like if I play it by a metronome or whatever. But the way that you do it sometimes, it almost feels like it's just letting the water fall instead of you trying to control it a little bit. I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah,
it's just like the whole thing just flows perfectly. It's but
thank you. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. I love the guys who can just flow without any conscious awareness of time. Guys like Eric Gales or Hendrix, any of the great players that just, when they just sort of let go of time and space and they just let inspiration come right at that moment and they just seem to flow, but they know where they are in time. They know how many bars have gone by. They know how long the phrase is going to be. But they're free from the constraints of a metronomic time. They just flow. It's like speaking. You know what I mean? That's what I'd like to do. That's what I'd like to go for. And oddly enough, in order to achieve that, you have to be really good at playing in time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't break the rules. You got to
be able to play. Right. You got to be able to be good at playing eighth notes. You got to be really good at playing 16th notes. Before I was able to make that flowy kind of sound, I practiced those arpeggios in time. And in fact, Rip Rap was an exercise. I wrote it as an exercise for my sweep picking chops. Yeah. And it just kind of turned into a song. But I wrote that. If you listen to it, it's very in time. Like a lot of those runs are like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was an exercise, but you have to be able to be good at playing in time to be able to get that really cool, flowy, free time style of playing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember us breaking down Rip Rap in your open counselings, and then I actually wrote it down, and then I went to Europe for a year and like practiced by myself. Like I hid myself in the room and practiced for like 15 hours a day or something. It was weird, and I got kind of weird a little bit. But I remember I lost the paper from Rip Rap, because that was one of the things so then I had to get it, like just download a software to slow down the song and rewrite every note again. And that also helped me a lot, but that song is so hard. That song is so badass. Everyone who hasn't heard this song has to go out and hear it. We have cameras.
We're doing this to the cameras.
We don't just look weird and crazy and making people... And we can edit this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Question number 5?
Question number 5.
I get to say the last question. What is the best advice you would give a person looking to do what you do?
Go to film school.
Yeah! That's what you told me, and now I'm in film school. There it is. And I learned more from you than some of my teachers with that mannequin head. So go to Doug Rappoport's film school. There it is.
But seriously, though, I say that joking, but in a way I'm serious, and not just because I'm saying don't do music. I'm saying that today, music business, and of course, the whole model of what the music business was, took a huge shit right about the time when I was, young and starting to get into the business. Like, here I am, let's start the music business, and the whole thing just died. You know what I mean? It was Napster, it was MP3s, it was digital, it killed. Right when I came on the scene, the whole thing died. So, and we've been sort of the last 20 plus years figuring out how we as artists can make a living and do things. And I think the advice I would give, and I don't take credit for this idea. I've been reading a lot of really good books about, strategies and stuff. Having several skills across that are related to each other, I think is the best chance for success. In other words, if you are a songwriter, but you're also well skilled as a recording engineer and you're a videographer, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You've got a skill that's what is called a skill set that I think in the long run will give you a better chance of success in the music business as it is today. As opposed to me, I'm just a guitar player. I'm a guitar player, but I've learned how to use a camera decent enough that I can make demo videos. So those two skills have helped move me in a different direction, but have given me a way to at least make a kind of a living right now. So you being a guitar player, or you guys as brothers, even as a team, you got 2 guitar players, 2 musicians. One of you is going to be a really skilled video production guy. I mean, right there, you guys could really do some great shit. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'd recommend. I'd recommend that you just not stay in one. I think the world today, we got to have, especially in the arts, we got to have several skills. So get ready to go to school and get ready to learn a lot. That would be my recommendation.
Yeah, that's badass. Yeah, that's awesome. Kind of what I can't walk away from art. And I have 2 kids now, so I'm like, what's the best way to keep being or living the art life? I keep saying this 1,000 times. It's happened in every podcast. There's the art life. David Lynch, the guy who did Eraserhead, he lives the art life.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and he says that the art life is basically a life full of work, because whenever we turn around, we get inspired by something. And that makes us want to keep working. So we can never stop, even during this pandemic when we're all no gigs, nothing. We're producing stuff, we're making videos, we're writing songs, we can't stop, while other people that work at a store or something, they're just home watching Stranger Things season 3 on Netflix right now. But those kind of things. And I feel like during this pandemic, I couldn't stop working. I'm just overwhelmed with all the stuff I'm doing, because now I have time to do it. So now I'm overwhelmed with doing it. So, and this, to me, just like you said, I went to music school, I toured, I've got signed, I've got dropped and all this stuff. And I was like, I still want to write songs or stories, as they say. And I can do that with video too. So learn the next thing, audio, video. Making a movie is just what we can call them IEs. Talkies were movies with sound. IEs are songs with video. So it's a different thing. I know, that's dumb. But yeah. Damn, man.
And then you never know where it'll take you. You could who knows? I mean, where could that take you? You go a lot farther with video skills. I mean, my friend Keith, he lives half an hour away from me, and Keith Merrow. Do you know who he is? The guitar player.
No, not familiar.
Keith Merrow? No, he's a killer guitar player and an amazing songwriter. And you guys should have him on the podcast.
Love to.
He's also video. Yeah, he also does video production. Shit, sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, so he does. He also went to video school, so he knows how to do film production. He's an extremely talented musician, and he's an extremely talented engineer. So all his recordings sound phenomenal. His riffs are monstrous, and his video quality is just next level. So he's got a lot of skill. You know what I'm saying? So he's a successful guy. I think his signature Schecter is probably the highest selling guitar Schecter makes is his signature model.
Oh wow!
And Eddie's a great dude. You should hook up with him. He's a great dude, and you probably have a great podcast with him. Check him out on YouTube, Keith Merrow.
Yeah, I just looked him up right now, so we got it. We were gonna get him on. But yeah, that's the whole thing. I think nowadays, especially with it's not back in the days you can be one thing and kind of make a living. Nowadays there's so much options to get out there that we have to do everything. And I think that's the only way of working. Let's make comic books now. We'll make a comic book with Doug Rappoport.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you guys. That was fun, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, Doug Rappoport. Yeah. Wow, that's freaking awesome.
That was super badass.
Thank you, Doug Rappoport.
That was the best fucking ever.
Yes.
Dude, that was super badass. Thanks for being on the show. Everyone out there, go out and subscribe and like all of his shit. He's a badass motherfucker. You guys have to do it. Do it right now.
Do it. You're doing it. Go.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Next week we got another badass episode for you, so let's stay tuned and thanks for showing up. This is awesome. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.